Hey there, welcome to another episode of the Corporate Majdoor Show, your go-to podcast for all things corporate and career. We are Vantage Lens, and today we have Corporate Majdoor number 3 with us, with whom we're going to have a little chat about networking.
And I'm here because I lost the bet and she dragged me to this show.
So introverts buckle up because you're going to need this. Who better to tell us what networking is and how to do it than an extrovert?
That's me.
Okay, so let's start with the basic. What is networking and why is it so important?
Networking is basically building relationship. It's not just about collecting contacts, huh? It's more about sharing ideas, opportunities, and building that relation. Coming to your question is why is it important? So it is like that credit card which gives you the premium airport lounge access.
Never experienced it though.
It's really nice. So network is really nice. So it gives you a lot of opportunities, maybe hidden jobs, ideas, and a lot of collaboration. Just a few months ago, a colleague landed a job with a huge pay rise and the dream job that he called just because he networked well. So that's the power of networking.
That is so cool. And seriously, I wish I could land a job like that if I know how to network. But I will learn, of course. So that leads me to my next question. Does networking only happen in specific places like office parties?
Well, not really. Networking can happen everywhere. It normally happens everywhere surrounding us in our day-to-day activities, everything. For example, it can happen in a social gathering. It can happen in your workplace, right? It can happen outside work, like a gym, you join a gym, maybe some social networking site, anywhere. So the most important thing is being approachable. It shouldn't look like you will buy it, right? So be what you are, be natural, and go forward it. So another thing is that networking actually leads to a lot of great opportunities.
Before we move on, hit the subscribe button to see us corporate Mazdoor do more Mazdoori. Please. So you're saying is, as long as you're open and approachable, networking can basically happen in any place. Did not know that. But here's something I really want to know: how to take the first step. The ice breaking session, or how does someone break the ice and start a conversation with someone new?
So I totally get it, okay. So, breaking the ice seems really scary, like a horror movie. But it doesn't have to be scary. It's actually very simple, but it needs to be in an approach manner. So there are certain strategies that will make you break the ice real quick and more easily maybe.
Really? Can you share them?
Yeah, sure. That's why I'm here. You drag me here. Right? So, the first thing is do your homework. By homework, I mean that, observe the person, observe the environment that you're in. So, for example, Shawnee, that's really a great jacket.
It's a red top.
Sorry. Sometimes that happens, but we learn.
But I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah. So another thing is, you have to ask for opinions or advices. So what happen is people love to be an expert, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's where you cut in. You just make them feel ki you are the expert. Tell me, and then people open up. You break the ice, and then they become your buddy. I do that often. So another step is find a shared interest. Okay, so if you're in a setting like some networking event or any other event you went, so you can just find a common ground between that, and just start a conversation. Like you can say ki we are here, right? We can say ki, oh my god, the vibe is so nice here in this room, in this show, right? And we can start on that. So that is very important. So another thing that is really important is giving compliments. So people love to listen to compliments, and you can
Yeah.
start with that. And some even blush. So you can start with giving compliments, like earlier you said, right? Nice top,
Yeah.
Shawnee. So I think the only thing that matters is being natural. You need to be approachable and be natural. Don't just come out ki you're very fake. We don't want that. So those are some strategies that you need to think while networking.
These are actually really great tips, And what you were just saying is, and I'm sure the audience is also learning. But here's the thing, though, and I'm going to be very honest. These tips, it's easier said than done, and especially for introverts. And when I see introverts, I mean me. And as you know me, that I'm the queen of introverts. I'm the poster child of introverts. And you will not believe this. This is something I have done. I actually hid behind a tree because I saw someone approaching me. That person probably wanted to talk to me or interact with me and ask me how I was. I got so nervous for absolutely no reason. I saw that person coming towards me and I went and hid behind the tree. So that's how introverted I am. So when people talk about networking, introverts, I know this, you all do this. Introverts will network when hell freezes over. Huh. So this is something I, as an extrovert, yeah, you're way too extroverted. So I want to know is how can introverts get better at networking, or what strategies can they adopt to be, because I sometimes feel that they lose out on opportunities because of their behavior, or, of their natural self. How can they be better?
Okay, so before answering that, hit the subscribe button. So I'm coming back to your question. I think I agree with what you say. It's really scary. Even me as an extrovert, it's scary for me, okay, to sometime go out and talk to people. So I understand that extroverts, for extrovert, it might be really scary. But the thing is, it's all about how you approach. And the approach should be some baby steps. Rather than just taking a long jump, you take short jumps, you know. So there are different strategies for that, and I think I have some, like, even as an extrovert, that I use. I think that will do great with people. So one thing is, start with smaller setting. Okay, you don't need to go and talk to a lot of people at once. Start with one-to-one conversation. I think then you will be more natural, and if that person is your friend for the time being, it's great to learn and then pace out to others. So another thing is, prepare in advance. Whenever you go, you know that you are going to talk to someone or you are going to an event. Like, think about who might be there, who are the people that you will come across, and also some specific questions that you have in mind that you might want to open up with. Another thing is, use online platform. Okay, so when you are an introvert, maybe a face-to-face conversation can also be a very difficult thing, right?
Yeah.
So when in an online diaspora, it's that stress is gone. So you can just talk casually over a chat and you can think before reacting, right? Another thing is, I think, set small manageable goals rather than, you will do this, you will do that. Just set up, like, you will talk one person at a time, only one thing at a time. Then it's a manageable thing. Otherwise, it will go out of hand. And coming to the last one, I think you should follow up digitally. So someone you have met across someone, somewhere, maybe an event or someone somewhere, so you can just text him, right? You can send a thank you note, you can just post a question to their profile. Whatever you want to do, you can connect it directly like that, instead of just being overwhelmed with certain other things. So that's really important. So I think those are the things that you need to look for before going to somewhere, some networking event.
I feel I should have gotten this information earlier in my life, and then maybe I would have done much more better than I am doing right now. Also, I'm very grateful for what I have right now. Anyway, so one thing you said that stood out was introverts are great listeners. Do you think good listening skills are needed to be a successful networker? And are there other qualities that successful networkers have?
Um, Absolutely. Um, Listening is a very critical skill, and it just don't work in networking, but in any other scenario. So, in other words, what I can say is, being natural, being approachable, is what is very important when it comes to networking. Another thing that is really critical is dressing up. So if somebody has said that, dressing doesn't matter, you need to have a good suit.
Yeah, looks don't matter.
Yeah,
That, yeah. That's a lie, by the way.
That's a very big lie, fat lie. Okay, and those people stay away. They're no friends. I'm telling you, because by dressing well, you just gain a confidence, right? And apart from that, people take you seriously because you came across some people. If you're dressing shabbily, they will not take you seriously. Never. Because they don't see the effort. If that person is not even putting an effort on themselves, what will he put on others, right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. So dressing up is very important, and by dressing up, it doesn't mean that you have to wear a very expensive cloth, or it means ki you are looking, you have properly dressed up, you have styled well, and it is showing who you are. So that's the most important thing, you know.
Okay. So you're saying that dressing well and being properly groomed will give you the attention that you're looking for. Like people will immediately take notice of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but are there other strategies that work when it comes to networking?
Yes, there are. And I think the most important one that I can think of is start with a elevator pitch. By this, I don't mean you have to go to a lift or an elevator and start a pitch, but it does mean that you need to have a quick story. Where there is your journey, there is your skill set, and what it means is facts don't stay, but such stories stays. So that's the most important thing. Another thing is storytelling. Your personal anecdotes. Remember, you just told me about that story that
The
you
introvert tree
yes.
story, yeah.
So it will stay with me for my life, I think. So I will always remember that. So similarly, you need to share such stories when you are meeting or conversing with others. You need to be very a storyteller. Another thing is, you can host or attend workshop. So if you host one, it will show that you are a subject matter expert, and it will give you the confidence, while attending will help you network with others. When you go to a workshop, you will meet like-minded people, and the chances are that you will network because you have a shared common interest. Another thing is, what you can do is leverage on your friends, your mutual connections. So what you can say, okay, please connect me with other people, with this and that, and they can just introduce you to other people. That way you can expand your network. Another thing maybe, keep a network journal. So what you can do is you can just jot down the names that you have networked with, what did you talked about, and by that way it will help you to follow up. You will know ki you have a track of all the things, all the persons that you have met over the time, and you can just connect. So these are certain things that you can do, you know.
I'm honestly learning so much. I think I should have done this earlier. I should have dragged you to my show earlier. Anyways, so what I have gathered from what you've said up until this point is people should have an elevator pitch ready to go, like a business card, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and when I say business card, not the Paul Allen kind. So these strategies, I have to say, these are mind blowing, and I want to know a bit more about networking because I'm still not done and I'm learning a lot. Would you have a problem if I ask a couple more questions?
No, I would be happy to answer them.
Is there a next step once you have successfully networked with someone that people miss out on and that ruins the entire experience?
I think there are, I will just say a few of the top that I think I personally do. Or so following up is the key. Okay.
Okay.
So what happened? People take it for granted. You don't follow up, right? Just after the conversation, you just say, ki, okay, done. I converse. We are not. We are now sharing a relation and something stuff, right? But that's not the thing. A person normally network with, converse with a lot of people, and to share a bond with that, you need to keep following up. Another thing is, you have to reach out to that person within 24 to 48 hours. Why? Because as I said, that person might meet a lot of people, might have a busy schedule, and that might hamper his knowledge about you. He might forgot, ki, okay, I met Sanjay in that event, oh, that event. But you to make a meaningful conversation, to have a meaningful network, you will have to, keep following up with that guy or whoever you networked with. Another thing is, you need to say thank you. That's the least you can do. And a meaningful thank you is something that stays with the other person forever. It's very important. Another thing that you can do is offer something useful. Suppose you had a conversation with that person, and you came across certain things. You discuss about this X Y Z. Now you have something important about X. Something different about X. You can share that thing to that person. It will just bolster your relation. Okay, that person shared something meaningful with me. That means that person remembers me. So that is very important. Just the thing is, keep it very simple, very short. It shouldn't overwhelm the person. That's very important.
Okay, so this is a totally new information that is I'm hearing for the first time. I thought when you go to a networking event, you network, you maybe exchange business cards, contact social media addresses, and that's it, you're done. But this is where the actual game lies then, following up.
Yeah,
Like keeping
obviously.
people, like trying to put yourself in their thoughts, like in people's thoughts, so that they don't follow you and they don't you don't drift away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I'm sure audience wants to know this. What are some common mistakes that most people make when they are networking, and how to avoid them?
What happened is the first thing that is a very big no. Okay, that's a very big mistake. Is don't be transactional. Okay, no, you don't need to come out like it's just me getting the upper hand. I'm getting all the benefits. I'm just connecting so that I can get my way ahead. It shouldn't come like that. You don't need to come as a very transactional person. That's a big no. Okay. Another thing is avoid saying a lot of stuff. Okay, you don't need to overwhelm a person with a lot of information, because then the other person will just say yeah,
Yeah,
because he's
okay.
not getting what you are saying, right? So that's another thing. Well, another thing that we discussed, right? Listening is a very important thing, and that people don't do. So people tend not to listen and to speak more. So it's not a competition, right? So you need to listen. You need to listen what the other person have to share. Then only it will be a meaningful thing. Another thing that you can do is not do is network irregularly. It's not like you texted some person today and then you will just come up and say hi, we network that day, we conversed that day, right?
Like 2 months
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. You're not Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
So that's very important. And another thing is it doesn't have to be generic. Okay.
Okay.
You need to very personalize it, the conversation. You just don't talk something. What I'm telling you shouldn't be something that I will be telling X person or Y
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Everything.
Like one size fits all.
Yeah. So the conversation needs to tweak according to the circumstances, the person. That's
Okay.
really important.
So like just how you tweak resumes before sending out to multiple companies.
Exactly.
Okay. So this was great. Like thanks for coming here. I should have like I should you should lose more bets and I should drag you more
I'm
here
not
more.
betting anymore.
Yeah. Anyways, this was an amazing conversation, very insightful.
Thanks for tuning in to the Corporate Majdoor Show with Vantage Lens. If you like this episode, please like, share, and comment.
We would love to hear which of our advice you found helpful down in the comment section below. And also, if you have any advice of your own, let us know. Up until then, keep your chin up and keep on hustling.